This is the Zhiyun Molus X100, and this is a light that many people have been talking about because of the form factor and what it can do. And I think a lot of other people were, interested with this product, but at the end of the day, it's just another light in a sea of lights. Do I really need this? But when Zhiyun sent this over for me to check out, well, let's say I'm convinced. This thing is probably one of my favorite pieces of equipment that I've used in a long time. Now, I was in the market for a new light. I have this room here, which is what I record most of my on-camera stuff with, and this is fully set up. I have a whole video on this. I'll leave a link to that down below. And I'm really happy with the lighting and everything in here, but in another room where my office is, I wanted another light that I could just keep there for, the off chance I need some B-roll shots or I need to do some kind of product photo. Just, it would be nice to have a light there. But at the same time, I don't want this huge softbox that I have here in that room at all times. So I was looking for something that was just much smaller that would be able to sit in the room at all times and doesn't take up that much space. And well, the X100 totally fits that bill, but it does so much more than that. There's really like 3 pain points when it comes to lighting that I just always seem to encounter. No matter what the light is, these kind of always have these issues. And for me, those pain points are that usually a light isn't all that portable and easy to take with you. Like, I'd love something I could just throw in my backpack and take with me no matter where I go, because, having really good lighting is one of the most important things when it comes to videos. And oftentimes I just don't take a light with me because why would I take a, stand and a big light and all this stuff? Like, it's kind of a mess. But that is something that, I would like to be able to do. And also, if I were to take a light with me, which on occasion I do, just depending on the project, well, that requires power, and you are usually plugging into the wall or some type of V-mount, gold mount battery, which is just bulky. It gets big and expensive very quickly. So it would be nice if, I had some kind of internal battery. And the last pain point is that for those lights that are portable and do have a battery built in, the output is just kind of sucky most of the time. It doesn't give me enough light for what I'm trying to get out of it. There just isn't enough output most of the time to be able to diffuse it in the way that I want. But the X100 kind of solves every one of those problems in the best way possible. I mean, the star feature here is obviously the size. This thing is absolutely tiny. And when you see it in video, I think it's kind of hard to tell just how small it is. But when I took it out of the box, I was pretty shocked. I mean, just for reference, this is the iPhone 14 Pro, not the Pro Max, just the regular 14 Pro next to this light. So you can really get an idea of how small this really is. And it's also super thin. I mean, this is a compact light. And even at that size, it's giving you 100 watts of output, which means it's super bright. And that means you can use it for real projects and real things. It doesn't have to be some kind of practical light in the background. You can use this as your main light. In fact, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. This main key light that you're seeing is the Molus X100. And I didn't change any of the other lighting in this room other than the key light, and this is sitting at 50% brightness. I can go much higher than this, and it's really not breaking a sweat, all while being this small and compact. Now, one thing I was kind of worried about because of that size and that output is that maybe it would get like crazy hot and have some kind of thermal issues. Maybe the fan would be super loud, but it just isn't. I'm gonna be quiet for just 1 second so you can hear the ambient noise. Maybe you'll hear a fan. So maybe you can hear that little bit of hum in the background, but that is not the light. That is my monitor in front of me. This thing is absolutely silent. I actually turned this thing on around 10 a.m. and it is currently about 3 o'clock. And it's been on this entire time just to test, would the fan kick on and get super loud? And it's not. It stayed the exact same way the whole time. It is silent. And what's nice about this output is that you could start doing some fun things with modifiers and diffusion in front of this light. Now, Zhiyun actually has their own mount, which is pretty small. It kind of basically looks like a Bowens mount, but it's just super small. It's called the ZY mount. And they actually sent me over a bunch of their modifiers here. So I have a mini softbox with this thing is just, this thing is just so cute. It's pretty cool. And it works great. I mean, this kind of diffusion I wouldn't really use for a set like this. This is more for maybe a product or a hair light or something in the background that you really want to get focused all that light on. But if you do want to do something a little bigger, like what I have here with a regular Bowens mount, well, I'm running a 46-inch softbox right now on this light, and that is thanks to the adapter that Zhiyun offers as well. So you can put that adapter on, the light attaches on the back, and you can run all your regular Bowens mount that you're used to. So, this alone solves a big thing that I was looking for in a light. It's very portable and very bright. So you have both the output and the portability, which is often not that common. Now, real quick, I'll hit on the quality of the light. I mean, as you can see it here, it looks pretty good, but I mean, it really just depends on your situation. It's 97 CRI, so it's pretty accurate in terms of its color accuracy. This is also a bicolor light, so you can go all the way from 2700 Kelvin in the warm side, all the way up to 6500 on the cool side, and that just gives you a ton of flexibility. I know in my line of work, a lot of the times I'm out at like an event or some kind of convention where I would like to have lighting, but it never matches the surrounding. But with a light like this, with all that output that I can also change the color, and it's also super portable, I might actually take this light with me for one of those events and get some better lighting. Now, the last part of this light that kind of sealed the deal for me was how you power it. Now, the easiest way is just with the AC cable that comes in the box. It's just like every other light you've probably used. You plug it into the wall, and you're good to go. But you can also power it with USB-C with power delivery. That is awesome. I mean, I have power delivery USB-C chargers that I take with me pretty much everywhere for things like my MacBook and my iPad. So knowing that I could run this light with that charger, I mean, that's pretty cool. But one of my favorite things is that they offer a battery that you can attach right to the light and power everything that way. Now, when you attach the battery, it kind of makes the light look like a camera, which is kind of fun, but it also kind of gives you a grip where if you wanted to hand hold this light for whatever reason, I don't know why you do that, but if you wanted to, you can. It actually feels very ergonomic in the hand. But what I like about this battery is that because it's so small and now there's no cables thanks to that power source, I can move it around and kind of experiment more with what I want my lighting to actually look like. For a lot of the things I shoot, it's kind of like product focused and really detail oriented, and I want to make sure that I'm highlighting the right things, and using lighting to do that is the most effective way I found. So with this light, when I'm setting up a shot, I can move the light around, see what looks best, or I can even have someone else hold the light while I shoot, and it just gives you much more flexibility. You don't have to worry about cables or charging it or anything like that. It's just all in one and really portable. But yeah, I mean, with all of those things, it kind of comes together and gives me the full package that I have been looking for in a light. It gives me the output and the power so that I can use it as my main light, but it's also portable enough that I might actually take it with me more places so that I get better lighting on location. And it's kind of nice that Zhiyun is upping their game in this realm and bringing something that I think is truly unique. More competition means more innovation, and I think Zhiyun definitely innovated here. So if you want to learn more about this or pick one up for yourself, I'll leave links down below in the description. But for me, this is kind of my go-to light now, and I'm just excited to start using it.